On the deuce with major indoor lacrosse league action from the AUG. The Blazers take on the Bandits, a rematch of that game just several weeks ago where Boston beat Buffalo. They are now 1-2, facing a very difficult season. Boston 3-0, each team led by these two leaders. John Tavares, 4 goals last time they met. Ted Dowling also 4 goals last time Boston played against Buffalo. Watch these two. They will lead their respective offenses in the goals. Very important for Geary and Marty O'Neill to have a big night. Marty O'Neill, the best in the major indoor lacrosse league right now. This team has been suffering. Buffalo is wondering what is wrong with their team, a team that historically scores a lot of goals. Johnny Meridian was the general manager through all the championship years. Let's hear what Johnny Meridian, the general manager, has to say.
Well, the Bandits have traditionally been the high-scoring offensive team in the major indoor lacrosse league, consequently suffering on defense somewhat with the goals they score making up. They've had a lot of new faces and rookies in the lineup, and they have to get some scoring off of these new faces and rookies and take some of the pressure off of John Tavares, Jim Veltman, and Bob Hamley.
We're getting ready to drop the rock. There is the sideline for Buffalo. The rookies are important, as Johnny Meridian talked about, but make no mistake about it, this team will win or lose based on the effectiveness of their veterans, led by John Tavares and Cordingley, number 40, facing off right now. He gets the face-off, and Talmo was beaten by Cordingley. Last time, Talmo, number 6 for Boston, dominated the face-offs. Tavares comes in one-on-one, looking for Rose, a big save already by O'Neill. Last time, O'Neill snuffed Tavares 3 times on one-on-one plays. Boston now with their first offense. Stevens looking for a trailing player, gets it to Blanchard.
Right behind your back. Go ahead, move in, move in.
Bill Fox, the referee, you'll hear him right there. He is Mike for tonight's game.
Nice little shot. That's
We're underway in the first quarter. This so critical for Buffalo, the home team. 1-2, they must win to have playoff aspirations. Boston now moving the ball around. Carmine, the all-time leading scorer for that team, active-wise. Another save by Geary. Geary starting in the goal, has been hot and cold. Last week against Philadelphia, he did not make the full game. Callie came in, but he starts this one, and they need a big game from him. Carmine now reloads for Boston. Shot clock at 21.
Let him go.
Frazier.
Boys. Come on, stay on the floor. Let's go.
Defense by Tavares. Frazier takes it from out front and swept aside by Geary. Fresh shot clock and picked up again by Boston. Ground balls are critical.
Green ball outside, guys. White ball. Give me the ball, please. Green ball. Outside.
As we look at Cowie on the sideline, he's ready to come in if needed. Les Bartley has used these two to a very effective 1-2 punch in the goal. Fresh legs in for Boston now. They've controlled, as you have witnessed, 3 shots and getting the loose balls. Loose balls used to be owned in this league by Buffalo. Nobody did it better than them. But Ron Frazier and the Boston team has gone to school on the effective play of Buffalo. And right now, they're doing it better than the teacher, Buffalo. Ball inside now to Tap. Tap looks inside, misses Dowling, and it goes to the far side. Schmitz takes a shot and misses the goal. This is Rodney Tap, Canadian, new on the team this year. No goal, no angle off, fast break. Tavares 1-on-1. O'Neill looking for Robe. He can't get it. That's another snuff on O'Neill. O'Neill has his number. Tavares snake bitten against the great goalie Marty O'Neill. When you start making those kind of saves, Tavares, the great shooters, start thinking too much. Veltman knocks that one down. They couldn't handle it. Chanchuk lost it. But O'Neill so far has turned back Tavares twice. Let me tell you, Johnny Tavares leads this team number 11 for Buffalo. Last week against Philadelphia, Tavares did not score. He is really going to be pressing tonight to carry his Buffalo Bandits to victory. Right now, though, Boston, with their very athletic team, Stevens brings the ball down, away from the benches, and they get a fresh line on.
Good job.
Bobby Phelps, this is his first indoor game, number 2. He was the midfielder of the year in Division 3 for Springfield College. Randy Frazier also went to Springfield. He now has the ball. But Frazier's a veteran, one of the leaders of this year's team. With the screen, he takes the shot. Gary didn't see it, but he makes the great save. Crowd reacting to great contact by the defense of Ciccone. But they can't find the Boston Blazers. They are too fast. Carmine can't pick that one up, and here comes O'Neill to pick it up. Shot clock down to 11. Carmine now has to watch the shot clock. It's down to 15, rather, 13 and counting. No score yet. First quarter action, about 11:55 left in this first quarter of action. Here comes Randy Frazier, launches himself. He finds Rope. 1-0, and Frazier gets first blood. Boston off to a 1-0 lead. We'll take a short break, but Geary had him right in his face. Randy Frazier really laid himself out right across the crease, the 1-0 lead in the favor of the Boston Blazers. Randy Frazier with no defensive player just launches himself, gets a lot of rope, and finds the targets.
Down the corner? Yeah.
Indoor Lacrosse League Game of the Week on ESPN2 is brought to you by Bud Light, the best-selling light beer in America. By Brine Lacrosse Equipment, the first name in lacrosse equipment and apparel. And by Millman Licensed Apparel. Just call 913-384-8960 for your brochure.
Well, the crowd a little bit stunned by that first goal by Boston, but I'll tell you what, they are going to be behind the Boston team. They must win tonight. Leif Ellsmo right here in the penalty box, an unusual situation for an announcer, but this is where I do the game from. Tonight, a very big focus for the defense of Buffalo will be Ted Dowling. Boston has used him very effectively coming out of the box and scoring in big bunches. We call it the Dowling Dash, and let's show you how it works. On defense, when Boston gets the ball, they will outlet it immediately. Watch the players run to the sideline and get off the field. Now, when they get into the box, that one door right center screen, Dowling comes out the top, wide open. Look at the 5 yards he's picked up on the defensive player. Now he comes in, one defensive check, and he gets a goal on the fast break. Dowling has been blowing out of the box on that Dowling Dash and killing people in this league. He really hurt Buffalo last time with the Dowling Dash. Buffalo will take special attention on that as this game wears on. Talmo for Boston against Cordingley for Buffalo. Again, Buffalo controls. Cordingley doing a great job. He's 2-0. Stu Aaron takes one off the iron. Great shot by the veteran Stu Aaron. So Cordingley has gone 2-0 in the face-offs. And the first matchup, Boston against Buffalo in Boston, Talmo just dominated. He won 16 of 23 face-offs. Really took a lot of possessions away from Buffalo, but so far, Cordingley has really stepped up to fill a need for his team. Boston now. Udell over to Schmitz. Tried to get it into Dowling. This is that Dowling line. The first Beltman immediately looks up, but Dowling plays good defense. Even though he's used exclusively on offense, Dowling's a very well-rounded player. Frazier doesn't mind using him. Now inside, Cordingley! He got rope! Cordingley is stepping up to be the go-to guy. Watch him come right down, get the feed, and two fakes beating O'Neal on the backside. Beltman finds him with a look-away feed. Now it's one-on-one. Pulls goalie to the left pipe, goes back to the right pipe, and Cordingley doing it all. 2-0 in face-offs. First goal tonight, it's 1-1. 10:40 left in the first quarter. Bill Fox is who you are hearing. He's the head referee tonight. Stevens brings it down to Cataldo. This is that C line, that defensive firewall line for Ron Frazier. This line is full of defense, and they do a great job of shutting down the other teams. Badger takes it deep in the corner. This is what Boston wants to do. They want to play it.
Right there, Buffalo ball, moving pick.
All right, moving pick gives it back to Buffalo. One of the things to watch out is penalties. We'll talk about that story in just a moment. First, Christy Lee on the sideline.
Leave, I'll tell you what, that's exactly what they want to do with Troy Cordingley and all of the team. Get right in Marty O'Neal's face. In fact, you're going to see more scoring, hopefully, right there in the 3-alley, as Les Bartley calls it. In fact, he said, bounce passes in the 3-alley. We've been working on it. Let's see if it works tonight. It already has for Troy.
Cordingley is really taking it seriously. He was in here a day early. I talked to him last night. Very concerned. Big hit by Derek Lau, number 7. Derek Lau, one of the most fit players out here. He's a local guy from Buffalo, but Boston comes up with the ball. Here comes Boston trying to reload up top. This is Carmine.
Out of it, let's go, Dowling, out of it, let go inside.
It's Bill Fox taking charge in close. Watch Blanchard, he could not control a left-handed shot. Tries to get it in close. He thought he didn't have much on the shot clock, and he really wasted that shot. He had 10 seconds, more than he thought. Here he comes up to force the action, to force the defense back, and to help his fast break offense. Ron Squire. Squire comes in and puts pressure on O'Neal. Blanchard wrote him off. Again, Brian Hall this time. And
You're holding him. Right there, we're going that way.
All right, Brian Hall was mugged, but the hold gets called against Buffalo. And the score all tied at 1, 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Bartley looking over his troops. Now Rodney Tapp, he's a new acquisition this year for Boston. A Canadian kid, not a big-time scorer. He certainly has good offensive skills, but a great between-the-goal player in that he plays the field well. Very, very tough, Rodney Tapp is, and he'll give you 100% every minute. Again, Buffalo looks to get the crashing player down through the crease. Felton, the vacuum cleaner. Ground ball numbers this year for Buffalo have been anemic. Another save by O'Neal. Talmo cannot pick it up. Felton can't get it either, and here comes Boston with the ball. Buffalo used to control the ground ball numbers consistently. Last year they averaged 90 a game. This year they're only averaging less than 60. It's pathetic against the great numbers they used to have. And of course, ground balls give you possessions, possessions give you shots, and that's been the problem for Buffalo. They just don't have the offensive time they used to have. Carmine, pick and roll to Randy Frazier. Shot clock down to 2. Moving pick, goes back to Buffalo.
Ball's here.
Look at Geary coming way up. Here's how the action side. Frazier comes and gets nailed. And a little bit of tempers here. Rich Kilgore and Randy Frazier with the ball back to Buffalo. They've got 16 on the shot clock. Johnny Tavares, outside shooter. He can do it all. That one brushed aside by the foot of O'Neal. O'Neal so tough in the goal, saving about 80% of his shots against. Robinson playing instead of Francis, who was hurt in practice this week. Shot by Dowling on the outside. Dowling hurried it too much now. Buffalo trying to take advantage of the Dowling going in and out on offense. Here comes Kilgore! He got goal! It's the in-your-face offense of Buffalo. And they are really trying to take advantage of that offensive line of Dowling. Look at Kilgore come racing in from the side. Have you noticed all the shots have been right in the face of O'Neal? Harris Kilgore tucks the stick and drops that one behind him. Darius Kilgore takes the face and wins it. Darius Kilgore did not play in Boston the first time these two teams met. Now in close, Hamley can't pick it up. Watch out, Batley! Great shot and another save by O'Neal. Backdoor, another chance for Buffalo with a fresh shot clock. Ball being knocked around, still loose. 2 Boston players on it, and they pick it up. Talmo gets this one.
Get off the field, guys. Okay, that's covered.
Great action, and I might tell you, no penalties so far. Buffalo made it a personal goal of each player not to get in a penalty situation. Les Bartley told his players, nobody talks to the refs, only Captain Veltman to find out what our situation is. So watch for Buffalo not to have any kind of one-on-ones with the referees. Right now, Edel in close, watch the one-on-one tap, and O'Neal. Oh no, this time it's Geary brushing aside. Rodney Tapp getting that good ground ball work. Schmitz redirects it, but Geary is really on top of his game.
It's a push! Green ball, guys. Boston ball.
Bill Fox taking charge down there.
Right there, we're set.
Game moving at a real nice clip here. Both teams playing it just straight up. Boston has always given Rich Kilgore on the sideline, getting it attended to.
Reset.
Boston's always given Buffalo a tough game. And they are 6-2, Buffalo against Boston. They've lost 2, both losses, 10 goals and 11 goals scored. Dowling coming in, takes a shot wide. Now every time Dowling shoots, he'll go off and a defensive player comes in. So you'll see Buffalo rather push the offense. Accordingly, it gets checked from behind by Robinson. So Dowling working that offense-only kind of substitution, number 19 for the green and white Blazers. He takes a shot. Watch for Buffalo to force the action on the other end, try to take advantage of that substitution and get a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1. Donovan from Duke comes in, can't get the shot. And now Buffalo gets the ball. Christie.
Injury update for you on Rich Kilgore. He twisted his left knee. There's no ligament damage. He is A-OK. He said he's going to be back out there real soon.
Rich Kilgore, part of the Kilgore brother combination, has been critical to the success. Watch out, Donovan in close, a shot, and another arm save by Geary. Whoa, he's looked sharp in the first quarter. 4:46 left, 2-1. Buffalo leads, watch out, here comes Courtney Lee! O'Neal with an easy save.
Okay. My time, official timeout.
We'll take a short break and we'll be back to the Buffalo Bandits Auditorium here at the Memorial Auditorium, where they lead 2-1 in the first quarter. 1 o'clock on ESPN, the Rochester Nighthawks take on the Baltimore Thunder in Baltimore. And that'll be February 11th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday, February 11th. Check it out. Our deuce coverage of major indoor lacrosse, and Paul Gate, nobody does it better than he does offensively. He will be a show next week in Baltimore. Baltimore led the Nighthawks the first time they played them, 12-6 going into the fourth quarter. Paul Gate scored 5 goals in the fourth quarter to win that one for the Nighthawks. It will be a rematch. Now Boston brings the ball down there, down by 1, 2-1 to the hometown Buffalo Bandits. Leafy Christie with our ESPN2 coverage, major indoor lacrosse. Hidden ball trick played by Dowling. Dowling gives it up now. Peter Schmitz. A lot of rotation for the Boston Blazers as they dish it up top. Shot clock down to 2. They're going to lose this possession when Buffalo picks it up. Here comes Hall. Brian Hall's got Loud out front, and he is hammered from behind by Edel.
We have a push. We got Buffalo ball. We got 2 minutes from behind, 2 minutes from the rear.
All right, 2-minute call by Edel. The first penalty of the game. Now, Buffalo's played a great game as far as not getting in the penalty box.
On 5.
First penalty goes against Edel. Let's take a look at the shove from behind. Here he comes in. Cross check from behind. Look at that swing.
2 minutes check from behind. Right here. Ball's up top.
Bill Fox resets.
Right here.
Hamley triggering from up top. There's Kilgore to his left. That's Beltman down to Tavares. Up top to Hamley. That's Darius Kilgore. And Courtney down for the right-handed shot. Whoa, tough shot by Hamley. Easy save for O'Neal.
Too many men. 19. Too
All right.
soon. Too many men on the floor. Was way out of the box. Right here. You have 3 on 5. Ronnie, 2 minutes. Too many men. He was only at the yellow line when the man exited outside the box. He's got to be inside the box. That's
Bill
right.
Fox telling you exactly what happened. It was the Dowling dash. The Dowling dash happened too quick.
Yeah, too many men. Green. Right there. Go ahead.
I bet you the coaches for Buffalo told the referees to watch out for the Dowling dash. He gets out a little early, too early then. This is 5 on 3. 3 men for Boston. It's that power play for Buffalo. Far side's accordingly. Up top, there's Kilgore. Actually, they're playing 4 on 3. Beltman's way up top. Buffalo electing to go 4 on 3 rather than 5 on 3. Now Beltman comes in. It's a 5 on 3 now. There's Kilgore with Courtney to the right. This is Tavares, and he can't get it past O'Neal. 5 on 3. They haven't really beaten O'Neal yet. Ball out of bounds goes back to Buffalo. Plenty of time left. 2 penalties against Boston. They need one here big time. This is Darius Kilgore tries to get it over to Hamley. This is the 4 on 3 set. Beltman is high. Now Beltman comes in, makes it 5 on 3. Down to Courtney. He can't get it past O'Neal. O'Neal making it very tough for Buffalo. Courtney again. Tavares this time. He's got rope. That was a huge goal. Tavares finally breaks the glass around the impregnable O'Neal. Takes it from Courtney, buries it, and he loves it. 3-1, Buffalo leads in the first.
What happens?
This is the key when you have a 5 on 3, and that's what Buffalo did. Down to Courtney, over to Tavares, making O'Neal go pipe to pipe. And Tavares even took a hesitation, faked once, and went in. O'Neal had Tavares' number, and that shot felt good for Buffalo and Johnny T. They lead by 2 in the first quarter. Boston knew that Buffalo would come out strong. Of course, Buffalo has to win. Ron Frazier told his troops, just stay composed, do our thing. We can win this game in the third and fourth quarter. That was the message Ron Frazier gave to Boston. They are still up 5 against 4. Backdoor shot by Tavares goes wide. Stevens can't pick it up.
No, you're holding inside 32 over top of his back for a green ball.
So with 40 seconds left on the penalty, the ball goes to Boston. Rodney Tapp brings it in. Strong player from Canada. The decision came down to Rodney Tapp or Neil Doddridge, a veteran in the league. Doddridge has maybe better offensive skills, but Rodney Tapp was giving a lot of heart in his field play, and he just edged out Doddridge. Hopefully we'll see Neil back on another team in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League before his career's over.
Let it go inside, Hall. Let's go.
Blanchard, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Not much time. They're going to waste it unless he gets it off quickly.
Guys, it's a push, and we're going backwards right back there on the push. A push and Boston ball on the back.
That was a bad break. Shot clock expired, but the push gives it back to Boston. Christie on the Buffalo sideline.
What? They have had problems in the past getting out to a quick lead. Now they have that lead, 3-1. They've defended very well. Bill Gary's having a great game, and they want to keep it that way.
And you're absolutely right. This year, one of the things that has been different is that they've been fighting from behind, mostly because they've been playing man down a lot. Too many penalties. They are playing a clean game so far. No penalties so far against Buffalo. Boston moving in close on Geary. He hits a good block, a follow-up shot, and that will be a goal. Boston on the redirect after the first shot. 3-2. They're back to within 1. Dowling's unit was in there putting intense pressure on it. Geary makes the initial save. Look at Dowling right in the middle of the screen. The ball bounces out. Tavares can't pick it up. He misses it, and Dowling just swats it in. Tavares missed it. Dowling doesn't. Big stop by Geary, sets it up. He blocks it, comes out. Tavares misses it. Dowling just sweeps it in behind Geary. Huge goal because it brings it back to a 3-2 score. Buffalo still up by 1. About a minute left in the first quarter. Leaf and Christie on our Deuce coverage of Major Indoor Lacrosse. This is a rematch. Boston beat this team, second game of the season. In Boston, it was an overtime game. Derek Lau, the all-time scorer for Colgate, for 7, takes that shot. Bear Henry now. Batley going in, looking for the feed. They can't get it to Batley. Shot clock down to 5. Better shoot quick. Batley doesn't get it. Finally takes one, but it goes wide. They'll lose possession. Shot clock expires. 34 seconds left in the first quarter, and they'll have a chance to even this one up before the quarter is over. Rodney Tapp comes down, looks at the cutting player in close. It's Dowling. He's got rope. Dowling is taking over the game. 3-3 on 2 goals by Dowling within 1 minute of each other. Teddy Dowling in the face of Bill Geary. And you better clamp this guy down. He is so tough. Tapp sees him cutting across the crease. He beats the defense there and takes the shot. Defense there by Batley. Batley couldn't defend him. The left-handed shot right in the face of, you noticed most of our goals today, right in the goalie's faces. But Batley did not stay close to Dowling, and Dowling with great speed got in position to take the feed.
Both guys, redraw.
3-3.
Redraw. Take it to him. No, let's do it again. Let's go. Redraw. Let's go.
Rodney Tapp, as we look at Frazier, will face off against Cordingley in the orange and black. Cordingley for Buffalo. Tapp going to pick it up. 22 seconds left in this quarter. Critical possession here because one more shot for whoever controls the faceoff, and it is Boston. So Buffalo getting the early faceoff wins. And now Boston with a couple. 9 seconds left. Edel comes down, looks for a cutting player on the offside. They give it to Chenchuk. Tavares plays defense against him. Tapp couldn't pick that one up, and Geary gets it with the time winding down. That'll be the end of the first quarter. This one is all tied. Ted Dowling scores 2 goals in about 1 minute of play to make it all tied at 3. Welcome back to the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo. It's a 3-3 game. Buffalo out to the early lead. But let's take a look at why Buffalo's having trouble this year. This is Buffalo offense and defense every year of their existence. Look at 92. They averaged 20 goals a game. Their defense allowed 15, about a 5-goal spread. Then the next year, 17-13, still a 4-goal difference. The next year, every year, offense getting weaker and weaker. Last year, 15 goals. This year, they only scored 12.7 a game. And look at their defense. Now they're allowing 14. They're at a negative 2 goals a game. They've never had that much of a differential. It's a sliding graph going in the wrong direction for this franchise. Can they stop the trend? First quarter stat summary, and the big number there, shots for Buffalo, 13, but they don't get them in the goal. Face-offs won by them, so they've had things their way. They just can't beat the goalie O'Neal. O'Neal has been the story for Buffalo. They can't beat him, and Boston needs him to come up strong.
Marty's ball here.
He has been doing it. Feldman trying to get Buffalo possessions. Robinson brings it down, playing for Francis, who got hurt in practice this week. Francis,
go ahead,
the
there's your bench
specialist.
Count them up, big guys. Good one. Let's wave.
This is that first line. Felt comes in. Blanchard. Watch this shot by Randy Frazier. Reset the shot clock. It's 30 seconds.
It was on the goal. On the pipe, guys. Right on the pipe. On the pipe. Yes. Yes, it was. On the pipe.
Fox answering a lot of questions about that. Blanchard comes in, tries to get it in close to Frazier. Picked off, though, by Veltman. Veltman tries to get it right up to Aird in traffic. Aird now tries to find Tavares. They're really trying to force the fast break. Johnny T. He'll come across the cylinder. He's got rope. You look at O'Neal, it's this man, John Tavares, who's taking over the game for his team. He wants to beat O'Neal in the worst way. Watch him fight through Blanchard. Right now, you know he's going to launch himself. He makes one fake near side, launches his body. Blanchard tries to get in there and help, and he makes the goal. Watch, up across the crease, hit from behind, and Tavares finds rope. Second goal tonight, 4-3 now. Buffalo still with a one-goal lead. They haven't been behind since the first goal of the game. Robinson, though, matches it within 10 seconds. Whoa, look at the speed of this team from Boston.
Not in here.
Right off the face-off.
Not enough floor, no.
Robinson, who came in for Todd Francis.
Something from up top.
Look at him just accelerate down the field. Rich Kilgore fades away from him. And with little or no angle, Robinson beats Geary. Good low shot. And that ties it at 4. Wow, they worked so hard to get the one-goal lead, and then in 10 seconds.
No, he was holding. No, he's down on it, clapping. Well, that way. The bar there, right there, was holding. That way.
Boston just takes it back. All tied at 4. Boston, as I have mentioned, gives Buffalo fits over the last couple of years, even when Buffalo was at their...
Reset.
Reset shot clock. Here comes Robinson again. He just scored 1. He's got same defender in front of him. That's Rich Kilgore. Kilgore rides him out this time, chases him all around. Robinson looks for help. He's got a cutter on the crease.
Continuous. No, it was clamped right down.
Fresh players come in, and they let him...
Got to keep the ball moving, man.
Bill Fox shot from outside, Dowling way out in front. Geary out of the box. Nobody's in the net right now. Ground balls are critical. Buffalo needs.
Go that way, that's it. Good call, good call.
Push call goes back to Boston. Only 1 penalty, actually 2 penalties, both against Boston. Buffalo has been clean of penalties so far. Dowling, the great offensive player from Detroit, new acquisition for Boston this year. Shannon Chuck. Peter Schmitz, veteran on the team, takes that left-handed from up top. And there's Kilgore. He's a tough one. Kilgore is emotional.
We have Boston ball. Your ball up top. Let's get everybody set. Ball's up top, 13. I got it. I'll get the ball.
Buffalo has not been getting penalties. As we look at Bill Fox, he's the mic rep. Buffalo has not been getting penalties. They've been losing possessions. A lot of push calls, giving the ball back to Boston and giving it 4 minutes. Schmitz down low, trying to get Dowling the shot he wants. Geary comes out and takes Dowling away. Push call again. You see the strategies. You look at Dowling. Teddy Dowling from Detroit, great finisher, making the difference for this undefeated Boston team. But Geary is coming out early and double teaming Dowling. Dowling again, shot on Geary, makes a swipe save, blocks it and picks up the ball, looks for the outlet. Dowling now caught on the field. Dowling wants to get off, he can. They're trying to hold him on. Kilgore freezes Dowling here. They get the ball up, they want Dowling to play D. Now he comes off. Meanwhile, Buffalo at this end with Batley looking for help. Batley to a charging player. Derek Loud takes a shot, left-handed, but a save by O'Neal. O'Neal makes it all look so easy. 11:42 left, game tied at 4. Ball back to Boston. Blanchard. Well, that's Tommy Carmine, number 45. This is Blanchard, number 46. Bobby Felt playing his first game from Springfield. Carmine, again, one of the all-time leading scorers against Buffalo. Way out shot. Geary cuts down the angle beautifully. Makes the save, but more importantly, picks up the loose ball. Henry gets substitute Ryan Hall of entry.
Next time out, you'll get one.
So tough. Oh, the little juke move. He's in front. He takes a shot. And a leg save by O'Neal. Fresh 30-second shot clock. 11 minutes left in the second quarter. If you notice, Buffalo getting like one shot only. Boston getting groups of shots, 2, 3, sometimes 4. And this will take its toll against the Buffalo squad. They've got to get Boston down to one shot offensive situations and then get them to take 2 or 3. But right now it's one shot for Buffalo and it goes down to Boston's end. And then Boston is getting the luxury of 2 or 3 shots with their sheer hustle on the loose balls. Great defensive check by Cochran and the shot clock expires.
My time, official timeout.
They've got an official timeout. 10:30 left in the second quarter. This game's tied at 4. At the on, Buffalo backs against the wall. The Blazers feeling strong and undefeated. Leaf and Christy Lee.
We got him.
This is Stevens, and again, I think one of the biggest stories here is that the time of possessions for Boston is going to start taking its toll. Against Buffalo, Buffalo has to work hard to get one shot, and then they normally lose it. Boston getting 2 and 3 shots. Felt takes it way out front. Reset the shot clock. That one was on goal.
Help him out, Tommy.
O'Neal comes way out. Get possession. Gets it down to Blanchard. 26 seconds left. Blanchard charge. His left-handed shot. Defense by Aird. Geary very active down there by the middle. He's really protecting his turf. Another push call. Again, that has been the story. Loss of possessions, a lot of push. No penalties so far for Buffalo, but they've been giving the ball back to Boston time and time again. Yes, Buffalo finishes better than Boston, but if you give them a lot more shots, you're going to lose the game. Blanchard takes it, and he finds rope. They now lead 5-4. It's a matter of multiple possessions right now, controlling the game for Boston. This is their second or third shot on this series. They get it back. Geary has already made a couple saves. He doesn't make that one, but Buffalo has to get Buffalo. Let me get down early so I can get behind the cage. See that one again. That's goal number 5 for Boston against Geary. Buffalo, 9 minutes left in the second quarter, needs to get some longer possessions. Boston controlling the ball now, winning some face-offs with regularity. They did not do that early on. And getting 2 and 3 shots, that's been the secret. Buffalo's got to get the ball out of its own defensive end. There's Kilgore playing defense now against Chanachuk. And close to Dowling. Ted Dowling, defense by Derek Glaub.
My ball. Bring it up here. Right here.
Christy Lee on the sideline.
Right here.
Leaf, we just talked to Ted Dowling a second ago. If Charlie Blanchard just scored on Bill Geary. Ted Dowling said they like to shoot against Bill. Fake, and look for the opening because Bill is a reaction goalie, so look for them to do more of that.
Let's go.
Well, they're getting plenty of chances to do that right now. They're getting 2, 3, 4 shot offensive sets where Buffalo comes down, takes one shot, and loses it. That's been the story so far. Let's see what their skill work can do. He comes in, takes a shot, but brushed aside by O'Neal.
Buffalo ball, take it outside, up top. Take it up top. Buffalo ball.
Derek Glaub will reset it up top to Redwood. Redwood, a new acquisition for Buffalo this year, starting today. Shot by Darius Kilgore goes to the far corner, but easy save for O'Neal. 5-4, Boston leads on Blanchard's goal. Buffalo well behaved so far in the fact that they have not spent any time in the penalty box. They've been giving the ball back to Boston time and time again with push calls. Here comes Redwood. Great shooter. And the young kid does not get that one against O'Neal.
Back it up. Push. And get back at me. My ball, please. Buffalo ball. No, it's not. You had him right in the side of the shoulder. Your ball. He turned on the turn right there.
Bill Fox in total control of the game. And no penalty so far as the front line comes in for Buffalo. They're down by 1. I know it. Got 7:56 left. Second quarter. Hidden ball trick. Tavares keeps it against Walker Cotano, the firewall defense. Cotano loses his footing. Into Veltman. Veltman looking for rope. He's got it. They worked it like clockwork. Beltman and Tavares, the two leaders, the guys that have to carry this team along with Cordingley. They work a give and go on the left. Look at Cataldo. He's down. Beltman gets a step, and he ties it at 5.
I think we'll be good once again, but we can never be too overconfident. We have to go out, we have to play the type of lacrosse that we can play, but the game is still won in the trenches. It's won by playing defense, it's won by picking up loose balls, and if you do those two things, you'll find that the goals will make themselves happen.
And that's exactly what Les Bartley is trying to find the secret to. Loose balls have been a stat that just hasn't found itself this year so far. Again, last year they averaged 90 a game. This year they are almost half that, not quite. They say 60% of that. They are about 60 per game. Facing off in the middle of the field, man down, Rodney Tapp. Buffalo now a man up because while you were away, delay of game call against Walt Furtado. It's 5 against 4. Buffalo can take the lead with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. Accordingly, up top to Hamley. This is Beltman. Tavares down low. Now they rotate. Tavares comes up top. Down to Beltman. Beltman tries to find Hamley, but he's knocked down. Here's Tavares! And a big save by O'Neill. Boston knew about that play because they got stung on it in the first game. They were ready for the defense that time. Boston, they like to start in a diamond when the ball's up top. Boston will rotate to a box when the ball goes to the side. Here comes Kilgore. Kilgore going one-on-one, tries to drop it to Tavares. Shot clock down to 14. They're going to lose this chance. They don't get it. They did lose it. Here comes Tapp. Chanenchuk. Such a great, smart player. Chanenchuk who takes a shot. He bounces another one. Watch out. This will be a fast break opportunity. Here comes O'Neill. And O'Neill will spend time in the box. For 5 minutes.
He had to do it. After 5 minutes, he had no chance to do it. Listen, he had no opportunity to catch the ball. His back was turned, and the ball came to their head. It's a 5-minute foul. 5-minute foul. Did they have a chance to turn? No. Pick the ball up. Okay, 5-minute foul.
O'Neill going off.
5 minutes.
Bill Fox calls a timeout. We do know that O'Neill is in. Bona is coming into the game. And it'll be a power play for Buffalo.
The goaltender.
Watch this play set up as Tavares will get nailed. First is Carmine. It comes down and takes a shot. Geary bounce off. That's Chanenchuk, rather. Chanenchuk can't get it. Now they have a fast break on the other end. All the way to Tavares. O'Neill's the only guy that can save it. O'Neill nails Tavares. That is an unnecessary roughness 5-minute major. And Bona is now in the game. You've got to give the man, Tavares, catching the ball at least one step. He has to turn to see the hit coming. And O'Neill spent time in the box. Now it's 5-on-3. Bona in the game. He's from University of New Hampshire, is what the team 2 years ago this goalie was. And O'Neill thinks he is an excellent prospect. That one checked out of the stick by Stevens, and not a good shot by Buffalo. They are 2 men up. It's 5 against 3 as Beltman tries to get the ball down on the field again. Now it's out of play. Let's see what they call. Frazier's calling for Boston. Ball goes back to Buffalo. They have a 2-minute advantage for another 40 seconds. Cataldo is out for another 35 seconds. And O'Neill is out for the major. 5 minutes, and there you go. Rope.
Show us where the goddamn ball is. They gotta show us where the ball is. That's bullshit.
Bona gets stung.
22's out. The next ball will release the next player.
And Cataldo comes down to Cordingley. Cordingley looks far side. Nobody picks him up. He just walks in and beats the goalie. Watch. Defense goes back. Defense goes back. Cordingley comes in, fakes once, goes low side. That makes the score 6-5. Buffalo up. Cordingley's second goal of the night. And the second power play goal for the Buffalo Bandits. They are still a man up because the major penalty to O'Neill is still in force. It's a 5-on-4 now. And Bona still pressure on him. They've got to take their time, though, and get good shots. This is Tavares being pressured. Beltman up top. Beltman looks to behind. Accordingly now comes around. Attracts defensive tap. Tavares up top to Hamley, and Hamley tries to pick it.
Your ball, your ball.
Nice save by Bona from the University of New Hampshire.
Help him out, help him out.
Tap now, the strong Canadian kid, new acquisition from Boston. Being checked by Cordingley. Cordingley reps him in the head. Watch out.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, Rodney, give it
Shot
up.
clock down to 16 for Boston.
Good job,
now.
Rodney, good job. Atta boy.
Tavares, they wanted to do, that's a shot clock work for them here. Buffalo shouldn't take any undue pressure and put themselves in a bad spot. Frazier has the ball checked out from
Let's go
behind.
inside. Hit him again, you're going for more. That's a rough. It's 2-minute rough. Inside, please. Let's go.
All right, the first penalty for Buffalo. Darius Kilgore, almost predictable. He's a little bit of an emotional
2
player.
minutes and it's their roughness.
And Kilgore comes in to join us in the box.
2 minutes rough. Okay, you're 4 and 4. 2 minutes rough, Ron.
So 2-minute penalty, and that'll make it 4-on-4 for Watt. Christie leaves on the sideline with the Boston bench.
We've got Steve Conley here, the assistant coach for the Blazers. Brian Bona, is he up for this task, Steve?
Get some good
Brian most certainly is. Brian's a great goalie, and most teams he'd probably be playing. Marty's our #1 goalie. We think maybe the best goalie in the league. So that may be tough to beat out the best goalie to get some starting time. But we have all the confidence in the world that Brian can do the job for us.
There you got it, from Steve Conley, the assistant coach.
Meanwhile, Frazier finds rope against Beltman and Geary, and they seem to have burned Geary from that right-handed shot high up top. O'Neal still in the penalty box for 3 minutes for the major. That one against Darius Kilgore, it was 4 against 4. And that angle shows you the outside shot really burning Geary. That one just bounces up far side and finds rope, making the score 6-6, a little bit less than 5 minutes.
We're playing 4 and 4, guys. Go sit down.
So still 4-on-4. Darius Kilgore stays in the box. Talmo facing off against Cordingley. Cordingley for Buffalo.
Ball, your timeout, Jackie. Your timeout before the draw. Timeout before the draw, man. Okay, got it? Let me know. Wait, a timeout?
Timeout before the draw for Boston.
Okay, tell you what.
Ron Frazier has something he wants to get his team together on.
Okay, good comeback. We're still 4 on 4 for the next almost 2 minutes. After that, we're going to go down. We need a man down guy going, okay? 4 minutes go in the game. Let's see if we can get a couple goals. Play our ball. Playing well. Take the roll. Take the roll.
He took a little off, too. He took
Back it up. We got one less guy. Get on me. Fucking Hamley running down there.
Bill Geary coming back in. He's had his moments of greatness in this game, but the last 2 goals looked like ones he could have stopped. They were from way outside, showing the skill of these field players from Boston. Buffalo very concerned on this bench. This is a bench who that is very controlled. Accordingly against Talmo. Now Talmo number 6. Even strength. Both teams playing at 4-4. Bona was way out. They had a chance to really put pressure on him. Accordingly came in. 3 players on Accordingly. Now up top, Stewie aired, can't beat Bona, aired again with a foul and another save by Bona. 2 huge saves by the kid. Whoa!
Guys, knock it off, Jackie. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Let go. Let go. Let go. You're gonna go for more. Let go. Let go. Let's go. Back it up right now. Back it up right now. We have a ball down. We go draw ball, man. I got a draw ball. Right at the top.
Jack Sebastian and Brian Hall going at it.
Draw
Sebastian,
ball.
you might have heard him say it was a clean hit. Sebastian, an All-American at New Hampshire in the defensive position. Brian Hall, really veterans here for Buffalo, number 17 in the orange and black. Score tied at 6-4, 34 left in the first half. It'll be Beltman going against Talmo.
Go right-handed.
Teams playing
Go right-handed. Let's go.
at even strength.
Right-handed. That's it. Down. Let's go.
4-on-4. Each team has a man in the penalty box. This is Beltman and Talmo. Beltman 32 for Buffalo. Talmo, the face-off specialist for Boston. Ball comes out and Tavares will pick it up. Now, Buffalo is finding themselves a little bit in a situation where they want to shoot a lot on Bona. They want to test the kid. They are not as patient as they might like to be because Bona has now gotten a little bit of confidence, making a couple big saves against Stu Aird. Tavares now comes in, 18 seconds, watching it close. Aird takes a wheeling shot. Aird was stopped twice by Bona, and maybe that's what made him hold up that time. Bona makes another save.
No, it wasn't. Right here, boys. Right
That
here.
came off the goalie's foot. The referee didn't see it. Fox didn't see it. That came right off his foot. Went out of bounds. Should have been Buffalo ball. 40 seconds left of the penalty to Darius Kilgore. Everybody complaining that it should have been Buffalo's ball, and I think our vantage point was a little better than Bill's. It looks like it should have been. Rodney Tapp takes one wide. Shot clock still going down to 8. Here comes, Beltman thought he had his own player taking off. It was the crafty Peter Schmitz, number 99 for Boston.
Go ahead, get inside, boys. Inside now. That's it. Dan.
Got Schmitz wired up with the mic, too. And Dowling, Mr. Offense, tries to get it into his cutting player. It was Edel. Couldn't get it. Trying to get to Darius Kilgore out of the box. He's got rope.
Give me that one.
Bona has made some great saves, but this one was a little confusing for him. Darius Kilgore, 43, just came in from the penalty, came flying in. Look at Aird. He waits for him to flow out of the penalty box. Darius just came out of the penalty box. Nobody can get behind him. Kilgore sets up Bona and finds rope. That makes the score 7-6. Once again, Schmitz can't get behind Kilgore because he just came out of the penalty box all by himself. One fake, set the goalie, find the net. Good job, Darius Kilgore, his second goal of the evening. And that one is considered a power play goal because when he got in, it was 5-on-4. Okay, because they scored 3 goals, I believe the penalty to O'Neill is released, even though it wasn't quite up. O'Neill back in the pipes, between the pipes for Boston. Both teams at even strength, and Buffalo back to a 1-goal lead. 2:50 left in the half. So Bona allows 2 goals, but he made some sensational saves. He had a lot of pressure on him. And the last goal was a power play goal. They had a 5-4 advantage man-wise. Buffalo did.
Time count.
Shot clock expires. Buffalo has done a good job of getting a little bit of a jump on Boston in this game. Getting some downfield, stretching the field a little bit. Darius Kilgore going against the move of defensive-minded Boston. O'Neill back in the game. Gives it to Randy Frazier. Frazier all the way up to Dowling coming out. Here goes the Dowling dash. Dowling, but the defense is already set. Dowling in close. He can get it. He does. He does. He beats Geary, and the Dowling dash finds its mark again. Even though it wasn't a clean, fast break, Dowling creates so much confusion. And Geary gets beat. It's goal number 7, all tied with 2:20 left. Dowling came in. Look how he gets loose from the defense. Didn't get it initially. And a hat trick for Teddy Dowling. Look at the defense all sagging off of him. And now it's all one-on-one with Geary. Not much you can do with the great stick skills of Teddy Dowling. The Dowling dash really paying dividends for Boston. They work it to perfection. And the interesting thing is that Ron Frazier in Boston really went to school on this franchise here in Buffalo. They said, look, these guys do a lot of things right. Let's just mimic the great Canadian style. And they have done it well. They've got tremendous athletes on the Boston team. They feel they can run with anybody. Buffalo now. This is Derek Lau. Derek Lau jumps in front and gets hammered.
Right in here, Marty, you ball.
No call against Walt Cataldo. It'll give the ball back to Boston. And with 1:42 left, we're tied at 7. Donovan from Robbins.
Here's your bench, you got him.
And the shots on goal can't be any closer. They're all tied at 24.
Okay, there's your guys. Here's your 5.
Boston is always giving Buffalo all they can handle. Here comes Brian Hall. Looks for a fast break. He's got Laub on the far side. Here comes Batley behind him. Brian Hall looks for a trailing player. Brian Hall open in front, and it goes wide. Wow, he had a lot of net in front of him. Couldn't find rope there accordingly. All by himself, beats 2 players. Gets hit in the head, no call. Now, Buffalo's got a fast break. If they can get it to him, here comes Ted Dowling. The Dowling dash was enforced. Nobody in the nets as Geary comes way out against Dowling. Look at Geary all by himself. Watch out, Tanenchuk, nobody in the net. Tanenchuk misses the goal. the shot clock. Tavares. 43 seconds left in the half, all tied at 7. Leaf and Crispy. Loose coverage of the Mill. Cordingley in front, couldn't handle it. Tap was playing defense. Cordingley back in front. Watch the fake. Roll. Big time shot by Jimmy Veltman. Veltman and Kilgore putting pressure on Boston. They get the go-ahead, 8-7. Look at Veltman in close, sets with his face, rockets back of the net. Watch this now as Geary comes out. You've got a situation now where it is going to be 5-on-4. Both teams have been in the penalty box, but now this is 5-on-4. The goalie is out, and they've got hope. Hamley, 2-goal lead for the Bandits. O'Neill showing a little bit of weakness. Hamley came in. Beautifully called play by Les Bartley. The goalie is pulled. It's 5-on-4 now because each man has a man in the penalty box. Each team does. And outside, Hamley takes a great left-handed shot. Watch him go backside. Bounces it up high. Beautiful job by Buffalo. With 8 seconds left, they have a 2-goal lead. Buffalo has a chance to put pressure on Geary. Here is Tom Carmine. He takes one. He finds Rowe. Boy, they are killing Buffalo with these return goals.
4 guys back there. 4 guys. 4. 3 on the defensive side.
That took about 5 seconds. And there's still 3 on the clock. Watch Carmine come in. He kills this team. Great shooter. One of the best from UMass ever. Tommy Carmine just comes up, sets the left hand. Buffalo tried to block it. And now we're back to a 1-goal game. 3 seconds left. Dowling in front. Dowling takes a shot. They even got one off with 3 seconds. Unbelievable. That ends the first half. But what a half it was. Every time Buffalo thought they had a little breathing room, Boston answered in seconds to bring this game back to a 1-goal or even, or sometimes they've even had the lead. 2-3 times they've had the lead. Let's go to Christy Lee on the sideline.
Thank you, Leaf. We're on the Boston Blazer bench with Brian Vona. Brian, we have not seen you all season. Marty O'Neill gets a major penalty. You come out. Are you ready for that task?
I was ready. Not ready enough, though. It assumes they got 2 goals on me pretty quickly, so. But they're good players, so.
You had a really good game. You had a lot of saves there just because they scored 2. Don't be down on yourself.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, we're just trying to get back into the half. Luckily, we scored that last one a second ago. We're only down 1. We're looking to come back here and beat them again for the 2nd time in a row.
Thank you very much, Brian Vona. He has actually been a part of this Boston Blazer club before, about 3 years ago. It's halftime here at the Odd, and now we're going to take a quick look as part of our halftime show at the stick that's used by Brian Vona, the goalie, and others.
Time for the rules and tools of the Mill. Brought to you by Old Spice High Endurance Deodorant and alcohol-free sensitive aftershave. The rules for the goalie stick are much less restrictive than the field player stick. First of all, you'll see how much bigger the face of it is. But the real difference is in the construction. The goalie will use a mesh pocket because he is more concerned with getting the ball in than he is getting it out. So he'll use a forgiving, deep mesh pocket, get control of the ball, and then more often than not, lob it up to his offensive players. Control is the key for the goalie.
Game is everything we thought it would be. 9-8 the score. Boston giving it the Buffalo Bandits everything they can handle. And of course, this game, it's Boston who's undefeated. It's the Buffalo Bandits fighting for their lives. They need to win this one to stay in the playoff hunt. A very unusual position for them to be in. Look at the stats summary. It tells you how close the game is. The only deciding factor here in these stats is the extra man numbers. 3 goals in 4 tries for Buffalo, and that has given them the ability to be ahead by 1 goal. The shot chart for the Blazers shows you that they are getting a lot of shots in close on goalie Geary, and that has really taken its toll. Out front, though, that 2 from well out in front in the green area and 1 in the middle have been the goals that really have hurt the Bandits. Shots from outside have hurt Geary. The Bandits, meanwhile, are really trying to push it down the throat of O'Neill. Look at only 1 shot in the faraway zone, or 1 goal, rather, and in close, you've got 12 right in the face of shots. O'Neill, very tough to beat. Buffalo has done a great job of keeping him unsettled. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Buffalo Hilton at the Waterfront, official headquarters of the MILL in Buffalo.
The Major Indoor Lacrosse League salutes its 1995 sponsor, Hotels. In Baltimore, Maryland, the Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel. In Buffalo, New York, the Buffalo Hilton. The Long Island Marriott in Uniondale, New York. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the new Airport Hilton. And the Radisson at Rochester Plaza, Rochester, New York. These are the official headquarters of the MILL.
The all-new Subaru Impreza. We didn't just load it with safety features like dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. We loaded it with fun. A spirited 135 horsepower engine harnessed to the ultimate safety feature. Subaru all-wheel drive. Transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. To help your Subaru stick to the road and you stick to having a good time.
Well, next week, our ESPN2 coverage of major indoor lacrosse moves to Baltimore. The Rochester Nighthawks rematch against the Baltimore Thunder. It's live on ESPN Saturday, February 11th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This one will feature Paul Gate, maybe the greatest offensive player ever to play indoor lacrosse. He will be trying to beat Baltimore for the second time this year. Right now, though, the Blazers at the Buffalo Bandits. We're here at the Aud, 9-8 to score at the half. The second half starts with each team having a man in the penalty box. They'll be playing 4-on-4 as Tapp goes against Courtney Lee, and it's Boston controlling the first faceoff. That slim one-goal lead, Buffalo's had a great success in keeping themselves out of the penalty box. No goal scored on power plays for Boston, so Buffalo's done a great job there.
Come on, out of space.
Up top now, this is Carmine. Carmine had the last goal of the half. He gets the first goal of the second half. All tied at 9. Carmine beats Geary.
Same thing, little jog, good working.
And Geary and O'Neill started the nets, the same goalies that started the game. And Tommy Carmine, the same move that he scored on to end the first half. With 3 seconds left in the first half, he scores in less than 30 seconds of half number 2. Watch Carmine come, that left hand again, that little bounce shot, giving Geary trouble. And Geary's finding himself a little vulnerable from the shots from the outside. That's at least the 4th goal that Boston has scored from way out front. Buffalo's got to solve it. This is Darius Kilgore. Game tied at 9 still. Each team playing 4-on-4. Oh, that player chops down Darius Kilgore, but no call. Rodney Tapp went below the knees. That should be a penalty, but it wasn't called. Darius Kilgore, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Now 8, 6. Rich Kilgore's got to take one. Shot clock winding down, and O'Neill makes the big save. A new shot clock, and Ciccone can't beat O'Neill either. Stevens. Great team speed, showing it now, looking for a trailer. Here comes Dowling. The Dowling dash can't beat Geary. That time, big save. Dowling came flying out of the box. 4 seconds, and teams will be all even, 5-5. They're both out of the penalty box. Christy Lee on the sideline.
Well, this is a big half for these Buffalo Bandits. We talked about it at the top of the show. It's a must-win situation for Buffalo. Probably the biggest half lead since last year's championship game against Philadelphia.
Well, Christy, I'll take you one step further. I think it's the biggest half since their 0-3 start in the league in 1992. They are really finding their backs against the wall. This half, they must win to put themselves in playoff contention. And Boston could be taking the reins of the new power in the league. Boston comes in, as we have told you, 3-0. Buffalo, who's been in the last 3 championship games, winning 2, losing 1, finds themselves 1-2. If they lose this, they're 1-3, and probably statistically in big trouble for the playoffs.
Let them go. Let's go to the jersey now, boys.
Double team. Aaron Tavares trying to get the ball out of the Boston sticks. 5 seconds left. Up top, Carmine will shoot. Gives it over to Frazier, and he can't get the shot off. Ball goes to Buffalo.
No. Back it up. Right here.
Frazier.
Let's go.
Frazier ragging Tavares, and he will get time in the box for it. Randy Frazier applying big pressure on Tavares. I don't know why. He stayed down there. It was a reset because of the shot clock.
Second one got him. Second one in the head. Flashing ahead.
And Tavares was smart enough just to take the checks. I don't know why Frazier's spending time down. This is you know, a full field away from where he should be playing defense, and he just slaps it into the face of Tavares. Tavares, by going into the crease, gives himself some protection, and Frazier gives himself a 2-minute penalty with that little slap to the face. So, again, smart play by that man Tavares gives his team a chance to get an advantage. 5 against 4. They start in a diamond defense. Watch them rotate to the box when it gets to the side. They're in a diamond now. Bound low. Watch out. Cordingley cannot handle it, and O'Neal smothers it. Great job by O'Neal. Boston wants to bait that feed to the lower men. They start in the diamond. When it gets to the wing and down low, they will slide into the box to really protect the ball down low, making the open man, the point man up top. So Boston doing a very smart job man down, and they've been tested that way. They'll use the full shot clock, down to 10 now. Buffalo will use the shot clock to try to get possession back. This is Blanchard. Blanchard trying to get a shot against Stu Air. Tries to find Felt, picked up by Veltman. Veltman picks up to Tavares. Tavares off to the races. He's got one man in front of him. Cordingley and Stevens. To Cordingley, he redirects. That was a textbook fast break. Cordingley gets a hat trick. Tavares sets up the defense. Tavares knows he's got Cordingley streaking. Cordingley splits the defense, redirects the shot. 10-9, Buffalo leads. This is Blanchard. Donovan trying to get rid of the defense of Batley. Batley is now hurt, and a shot goes in against Blanchard. Batley is hurt. He's hobbled, number 15. Here comes Frazier. Frazier in front. He's got room, and the ball bounces high and wide. Shot clock at 20 now. Plenty of time. Tavares picks it up. Ragged by Frazier. Frazier really shadowing Tavares. Here comes Bear Henry. Henry comes into the offensive zone. Gives it back to Tavares. And Buffalo now tries to reset their offense. They lead by 1. We are 8 minutes into the third quarter.
Hold, Buffalo ball back. Right here.
Bill Fox taking charge with the Boston bench. This team really has a bunch of athletes out there. They can run with anybody in the league. And the Buffalo Bandits, the great franchise, in a little bit of trouble now as they rework the mix of this year's team to get the success going. Trying to find Donovan. He can't do it. Here comes Veltman for the fast. Oh, Veltman gets nailed from behind.
Buffalo ball.
Push call. How you can get up from that, I don't know. A tough breed of player in this indoor league. Tavares can't pick it up now. Flips it back to Veltman. Johnny Veltman bringing it in. Or Jimmy Veltman, rather. It's 10-9. The Bandits lead. 8 minutes left in the third. Ray sat there, comes Veltman looking for rope, and O'Neal just gobbles up, didn't even know where it was. He outlets. It's Carmine. Can Carmine pick it up? He does against, oh, no goal. Follow up by Robinson, and he's got it.
Penalty wiped out. Go to the bench. Cochran's got 2 minutes wiped out. 2-minute foul.
Cochran had a penalty on the first shot.
Goal stands, yeah.
Geary makes the first save, but it was Robinson who fouled it up, and this game is tied at 10. Watch the first save. Carmine can't get a good handle on it. Big save there. Ball comes out to Robinson. The follow-up finds Rope. 10-10 the score.
Who says clothes make the man?
This is where Orr flew through the air when he got that goal against St. Louis. This is where Havlicek stole the ball. You know, this is where...
So far against the Boston Blazers tonight, though, they played a pretty clean game. And Les Bartley has told his team that nobody is to talk to the referee but Jimmy Veltman, the captain of the Buffalo Bandits.
No shot.
Well, off the face-off, it's Boston getting control, and they have stung Buffalo on some fast goals off face-offs. A lot of pressure on Geary on that set, but he withstands the pressure.
Out of bounds.
Bandits have 4 of the Mills' top 6 penalty leaders. Not a stat you want to lead in, obviously. 58 minutes total.
That's right, guys. Don't come out too soon now.
They lead in 99 minutes. That's coming into this game. That's 33 minutes a game, which obviously is over half the game in the penalty box. You can't win that way. Somehow they won 1 game. They have corrected that today, I can tell you, but still they are in a dogfight. 10-10 the score, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. And with all that going for them, and even scoring a lot of goals on their power plays, they still are only tied with Boston. This Boston team getting more confidence every game. Buffalo has never lost to Boston when they have scored more than 11. Behind the goal, out front, it's Dowling. Dowling in a lot of traffic. Shot clock expired. A lot of push calls. The push calls are really not going much in Buffalo's favor. They're really being heavy defensively against Dowling, and Les Bartley would rather have that push, keep away the good shot of Dowling. He's giving up a lot of possessions. Idell to Chanenchuk. Chanenchuk against Belton. Down. Rodney Tapp. Schmidt's voice, 99 on the field. You'll hear him voice.
That's all. Hold him. Holding him. Back to basketball again.
I'll tell you what, Bill Fox is really calling it tight on the defense of Buffalo, and that could be the difference in the game because they have given Boston reset upon reset. Boston, throughout the game, has had 2, 3, and 4 shot offensive sets. Buffalo typically comes down and gets 1 shot and loses the ball. Idell, dragged by Lau. Now he slides off to Stuart. Schmitz. Left-hander Schmitz comes in, looks for the corner, and a save by Geary. Beltman immediately looks for the outlet. Beltman finds an outlet to Cordingley against Schmitz. Cordingley gets a great defensive check from Schmitz. Cordingley picks it up somehow and can't get the shot off. Great defensive check. Cordingley really wanting to get the shot off, and Tavares goes down, cannot get his footing.
My ankle's gone, man.
That was a great push by the Buffalo Bandits. They couldn't get a good shot off, though. Cordingley really came in, and it was a tremendous defensive check by Peter Schmitz that took away the shot. But again, look what happened.
Yes. What happened? I think I broke my ankle.
That's what he said. He says he thinks he broke his ankle, and we have him wired. Peter Schmitz turning his ankle there, but it was Peter Schmitz's check. I can tell you that great check by Schmitz took Cordingley out of the shot. Tremendous check. He paid the price with his ankle, and here comes Buffalo again, trying to get it to Tavares. You can see he's been shadowed by Randy Frazier all game long. Let's take a look at the Peter Schmitz check. Peter Schmitz came in and made a fantastic check to get the ball loose. Now watch, his own player hits him, and he goes down, and that's what hurt. His own player hit him, and he is on the sideline now. You might not see Schmitz back in the game today. That will hurt because only 15 field players are suited up tonight. That means you play the rest of the game with 1 less field player in your line. 1 line is short.
It's a push. Right there, Boston ball.
How many push calls is that, folks? Peter Schmitz probably out for the game. Great leader for the Boston squad.
Take the ball.
Accordingly, really playing his heart out tonight. He wants to be a team leader, and he has done a great job tonight. Face-offs and shooting.
Inside.
Geary looking for the outlet pass. Here comes Tavares. He can't get under it. And coming down is Blanchard to play defense. Tavares tries to scoop it up. Blanchard playing D. Tavares looking for help. Tavares finally picks it up. He's double teamed. He is mugged, and they don't even call it. Lau up front. Batley. He can't beat O'Neal.
Right inside the box.
I got to tell you, it looks like Buffalo's getting pushed around a lot. The referees don't seem to be calling it as much. They're not getting the benefit of any home referee calling, that's for sure. Batley takes that one wide of O'Neal. The ball will go back to Boston.
Timeout.
Official timeout. Right now the score 10-all. With only moments left in the third quarter. 4 minutes left to be exact. Bartley has to get his team ready. They need a win.
Do you forget everything if you don't write it down? Well, you need MemoMate, the new electronic notepad that's as fast as you speak.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
And it never forgets.
Don't forget your 2 o'clock appointment.
New microchip technology makes MemoMate smaller than a business card and featherweight.
Honey, don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
It's great for busy schedules, too.
Don't forget to pick up the kids at 4.
Put it on your key ring and you'll remember everything.
Blue section, row 15.
You can use it to remember where you parked.
Blue section, row 15.
Or use it to remember directions.
Right on Oak Street.
You need a MemoMate.
Right on Oak Street, left on...
This microchip technology could cost you $199. But now, get MemoMate for just $19.95. So don't forget, call now. Don't forget, call now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-367-2400. The incredible Memo Mate is just $19.95. Call now, 1-800-367-2400.
All tied at 10 at the Buffalo Auditorium, Memorial Auditorium, holding 17,000 plus fans. This fan base here at Buffalo is really going to be tested today because this game's a close one and Buffalo desperately needs to win. Boston in close and a shot, and they find rope to get the lead again. 11-10. Boston set up a play on that timeout. They had possession, worked it inside, and beat Geary to get another lead for Boston. With 4 minutes left in the third, now Buffalo is down by 1 again. Watch how they set up here, and they send Dowling right in front. Or no, this is Chanenchuk. Nobody picks up Chanenchuk, and he wheels and fires. Great job by Bruce Chanenchuk. Nobody picks him up. He spins in front. No defender. Just wheels and fires on Geary. Another lead for them. 11-10 as time marches on. Boston has never beaten Buffalo when Buffalo has scored over 11 goals. Let's see if they can do it today. They look very confident. They are very fit and athletic team. Edel comes in, goes far side against Geary, who's gone the whole way. Third lead of the game for the Boston Blazers. Feltman drawing down. Here's the trailing player. Tavares rips one wide and high. A little bit high over the shoulder of O'Neill. Now O'Neill picks it up. O'Neill looks very strong. He was out for moments in the first half with that 5-minute major penalty. Robinson, line change. Donovan from Duke. Bartley now trying to figure out exactly what he can do to win. He looks calm and collected, and that's been his trademark on the sideline for the Buffalo Bandits. They have a tremendous organization that's been chipped away at little by little, actually. Frazier loses the ball. Ball goes to Buffalo. Christie.
Well, Boston is doing a very good job of scoring on Bill Gary, and we have known that. But we're going to use Bill Gary on the Buffalo bench a little differently. Watch for a little more of the outlet pass action. That's what Les Bartley would like to see his team do. However, they want it to be a smart outlet pass. If it's not there, don't use it. In fact, use your head is what he told his guys to go to the full 30-second offense if they don't have the good outlet pass. But watch for more from Bill Gary in the outlet pass.
Well, we've seen them use that, Christie, and actually have been forcing it a little bit in this half. They've been just like casting up some lob outlets, and Tavares has had trouble collecting them. So I think the key is what you said, is to use them wisely. If it's not there, don't take it. If it's there, take it, because offensive possessions, even if they're all equal, time of possession has been way in the favor of Boston. They get 2, 3, 4 shots every time. Buffalo usually gets 1 shot, 2 if they're lucky. And that is taking its toll on the Bandits. Shot clock winding down. They try to take one from way out front. There's the buzzer. They'll lose possession on that. Blazers with 11 goals. Buffalo with 10. The 2 losses, I'll say it again, the 2 losses by Buffalo against Boston was when they scored 10 goals and 11 goals. If they scored 12 or more, they beat them 6 times. So Buffalo has to get the offense going. Rich Kilgore. Kilgore had a great offseason, Senior A in Canada. Hasn't really done the Nets too much here in the mill. Rich Kilgore knocks it back down. Carmine picks it up. Here goes Carmine with the great wheels. Kilgore trying to get into position. Trailing player is Edel. Rich Kilgore. Edel gets it. Bounce shot saved by Geary. It's a delayed penalty against the Buffalo Bandits. They will now put themselves down by 1. Coming into the box is Dean Ciccone, acquisition from Detroit. Ciccone was the acquisition from Detroit. There's a slash right there. That slash against. Look at that. Stick got caught up in his face mask. Now the hand is up. You see the referee in the middle of the screen. Hand is up. Delayed call. They get to push the offense down the field until the play ends. It's a 5-on-4. They haven't had too many of these extra man plays for Boston. Buffalo, historically, though, has been very tough man down. They like transition. So if they can get possession, if you're talking about it from Buffalo's standpoint, they can really cause problems here. Shot on Geary. Reset 30-second clock. It's a 2-minute penalty. It's now down to 1:40. Time in the quarter, under a minute. Frazier down low. Edel working now. Up top, Carmine. Frazier takes a hard shot. He now with a back up, and Geary makes a big save. Air tries to keep it loose from Dowling. Blanchard picks it up, but look at the hit by Darius Kilgore. Time in the quarter down to 36. Time in the penalty 1:10. Buffalo looks a little bit tired. Here comes Veltman. Veltman has that green in front of him. He's got some space, looking for help. Tavares comes out. Tavares picks it up. He's got 3 Blazers in front of him. 19 seconds in the quarter. Trying to find Veltman. He can't get it. Picked off in midair by Tommy Carmine. It's Carmine against Tavares. Carmine might go into the cylinder and take a shot. Carmine testing Tavares, looking for the trailing player. It's Dowling. Dowling came flying and out. Here comes Geary. Geary goes behind the back to Tavares with less than a second. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. The Blazers regain the lead by scoring 3 goals in the third against 1 goal for Buffalo. It all comes down to the fourth quarter for the hometown Buffalo Bandits. And we may be passing the torch of greatness. The undefeated Boston Blazers with a 1-goal lead against the team that has really set the standard over the last 3-4 years since they came into the league in '92, the Buffalo Bandits, in the championship the last 3 years. This is their 4th year, and they are struggling to find a niche. For Boston, 6 players have scored. For Buffalo, 5 different players have scored. And for Buffalo, that may be the key. They need to get more people scoring. They've got their big guys involved. Tavares gets a few, but they need more guys scoring. Right now, though, penalty is a power play for the Buffalo, or for the, the Boston Blazers. They don't get the goal. Let's go to Christie.
We're on the Boston Blazer bench now, League, with Coach Frazier. Coach Frazier, how are you dealing with the loss of your captain, Peter Schmidt?
Well, Peter's down, and what we're going to have to do is shift one of the defensive C-line guys up to his line, and we'll rotate him through. Hopefully, we won't get too tired.
Thank you very much, Coach Frazier. Peter Schmidt's being attended to. He has an ankle problem, League. He's got a lot of ice on it.
Well, we heard him talk about how he might have broken it, so we know it's a bad one. Peter Schmidt's as tough as they come, and a great veteran on the team. We know that'll be a severe loss. The firewall defense, now 1 player short. Geary with another big save. 1-goal lead for Boston. They're playing with 14 field players now with the loss of Peter Schmidt's. They reset now, and teams at even strength, it should be 5-on-5 as they start the ball from behind. Boston likes to start from behind or in the corner, preferably, to get the defense turning around, looking back. See how tough it is for Geary to look behind the goal, and then if they get the shot out front, he can't reset. All right, there's net. Worked perfectly. Carmine finds Felt. Geary has to look from behind, out in front. By the time he gets reset, the ball is already almost past him. And Felt, the rookie, gets the first goal of his career in the league. Look at Geary looking behind. Ball goes out front. Now they redirect it. He's not quite set. They find Rope. Geary has to look. There he goes. Now the ball's out front. Nobody's playing on Felt, and he just rockets that one from out front on Geary. Geary has looked weak on the outside shots, and the Blazer bench, knowing that they have something good going for the Boston squad. 12-10. They lead by 2. Pressure on the hometown Bandits. Rod Squire, 1-on-1 against Stevens. Squire comes in, gets wrapped up.
Buffalo ball.
Old call. Goes back to Buffalo. Look at the shots for Boston. They double the shots for Buffalo, and loose balls, they have a significant advantage there. And face-offs as well. So I think the physical ability of this team to run and the fitness overall from top to bottom is taking its toll against Buffalo. Buffalo has worked very hard on fitness in the last 2 weeks, just in case that was one of their weak points. They've been working hard in practice. The Bandits trying to get off a good shot. They haven't really had that many. This is their 3rd line out there.
Right, now get out of his face, Batley. Let's go. Out of his face. No, knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. Don't even think about it. Back it away. Back it away. Back it away. Back it away. What do you have? Anything inside?
Well, the last thing Buffalo needs.
Okay, what do you got? Hey, get away. Get out of their faces. Let's go, guys. Jeffrey? Jeff, you got 1 each? You got 1 each? What do you got? You got him? Okay. Go take him. No, 1 man. 1 man only. 2 minutes.
Darius Kilgore goes to the box. It'll be a power play for Boston, and they've got the 2-goal lead.
Now there's a new hearing aid for Miracle Ear. So advanced, it's virtually invisible. Now you see it. Now you don't. It's the new Mirage hearing aid for Miracle Ear.
Kilgore's on. They have a 5-on-4 shot. Here comes Kilgore to make it even. Dowling tucks it. Dowling comes in, misses the net. Dowling nailed Stu Aird. Back on the other side, they try to get the shot off Darius Kilgore. Kilgore comes running back as Boston really shows their speed. Armin with 10:20 left. They move it beautifully. Watch it, far side. They can't get the shot off. Geary going pipe to pipe. A lot of confusion on the defense of Buffalo. They want the transition to go. Push call against Boston. Frazier pushing on Feltman. Feltman now looks all the way up to Richie Kilgore. Here comes a fresh line for Buffalo. Richie Kilgore. Who scored the last goal? Stu Aird, the veteran. Bounces it into Squire. They need some help from other people. They've only had 5 people score.
Don't drop them down now. Let's go.
Richie Kilgore now. Ball goes back to Carmine. They lose it again. Overall, you get the sense, as I do, that Buffalo gets maybe 1 shot, if that. They're likely to get 2. Boston comes down, gets 3, 4 shots every possession. And that is taking its toll. Boston has the ball. They have the lead. They're up 12-11, and there are 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game. Felt playing his first major indoor league game. He already has a goal. Frazier up front now. Boston playing without Peter Spitz, their veteran. Felt coming in, check from behind, and pulled down. The defense of Robert Henry.
Good ball. Take it out there. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Get out of my face. Let's go. Go call there.
Blanchard lobbing for a penalty. Chanachuk working inside. Here comes Blanchard. Tucks in for the right, pulls left, wheels it around and finds Rope. What a shot by Blanchard. Going down to the ground. He just wheels a right-handed shot. Blanchard gets goal number 13.
Got a 2-minute hole, wiped out from the goal.
And they're up by 2. Geary wondering how the shot came off. Watch Blanchard get pulled down. He does a cartwheel, just pulls the shot right off like that. He finds the corner, and Geary says, how in the world? Great shot, spectacular shot by Charlie Blanchard. Second goal tonight, and they're getting great movement on both ends of the field for Boston. Taldo comes in, helps Talmo as he faces off against Darius Kilgore. 13-11, and Boston looks like they haven't slowed down at all.
Count them up, boys. Count them. There you go.
8:40 left. 2-goal lead for Boston. Trying to stay undefeated. The new power in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. The best start in their history. Picked off in midair by Tavares. Tavares has to do it. Beltman. Tavares being ragged by Edel, being ragged by the whole team, and Beltman pulls that one in. Tavares trying to get possession.
The push. Buffalo ball. Take it outside, Jimmy. Take it outside. Your ball. Take it up top.
Push call against Tavares. They'll get possession out front. This is the first line for Buffalo. This is where you got to get your big chunk of offense. Accordingly now. Let's see if they can hold it for a while for Buffalo. They need 2 to tie. Boston 3-0 coming in, looking to win their 4th straight and put Buffalo in a must-win the rest of the year to get in the playoffs. Cochran takes a shot, gobbled up by O'Neal. Easy save by O'Neal. He came out to cut down the angle, and just like that, 1 shot for Buffalo, and then they lose the ball. Here comes Boston. Obviously, they'll start milking the clock, trying to get the full 30. 2-goal lead. Always one of the most athletic teams in the league. They got Ted Dowling this year to really solve some of their offensive woes. They lost some great players like Toby Boucher, but this team really surprising the league. Shot by Frazier. Beltman defending off the face mask.
Right here. Come in. Right, your ball. Your ball right here. Take your ball right here. Your ball. Right there.
Custom paint jobs on both of the face masks of these goalies. Last time the Bandits lost twice in one season was 1992, folks, and that was their inaugural season in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. They lost their first 3 games and then went undefeated the rest of the way, went undefeated the next year. And there goes Blanchard. Another goal for Blanchard, 2 in a row. And Charlie Blanchard is single-handedly putting this one out of reach. Blanchard has 3 on the day, 2 in a row. Watch the big move here as he comes in with the right hand and beats Geary. And the crowd starting to chant for Cowie, Cowie. Another shot from outside, and the outside shots really have been hurting. Boston now feeling confident, even without Peter Schmitz, their veteran
right there,
and team leader.
right there, guys. All on the sides. We got it.
Blanchard played at Ohio Wesleyan. Toby Boucher, who I talked about, a player they have lost this year, also from Ohio Wesleyan. A player that has been one of the backbone players for this franchise in Boston. But Dowling, right here with the ball, has been the guy that has made the difference. Really getting the chemistry mix finally complete. Chanenchuk against Laub. Chanenchuk back and forth, trying to find Dowling. He's got room. Dowling gets in the face of Geary. You can't blame him for that one. It was Dowling cutting right down in the crease, and a beautiful feed finds him in front of Geary. You might have a goalie change coming in a moment. When we come back, there'll be 6 minutes left. Dowling right in the face of Geary. It's a 15-11 game.
Who says clothes make the man?
This is where Orr flew through the air when he got...
Cowie comes in. Not much time left. 6:30. This is a tough order as Robinson controls the faceoff. Watch out, far side, Stevens! And he tests Cowie right off the faceoff. And that's the way it's been in the second half. It's been Boston getting the faceoffs. Look at Kilgore way up. Kilgore in the fast break. If he pulls it in, Kilgore looking to get in the cylinder. Can't get it past O'Neill. A 4-goal lead for Boston. And Buffalo with only 2 goals in the second half. And that is the incredible statistic. They have not scored. 1 goal by Cordingley, 1 goal from Rich Kilgore. Here's a shot and another save by O'Neill. But where is the offense? Go back to our bar chart and it shows you that this team has been going south with the offensive numbers, and that's their big problem. Stevens picks it up. Walt Cataldo and Cordingley. Push goes back to Buffalo. Christy Lee, you're on the sideline. What's going on?
Here on the Boston Blazer bench, Coach Frazier's telling his players, 1, we have to have possession of the ball. If they don't have possession, they can't score. 2, use the 30-second clock to your advantage in offense. No stupid passing, but use the clock. As you see, Buffalo just scored. However, they want to keep away from the penalties as well. They don't want anything stupid. If the Bandits come after the Blazers, he said, drop your hands.
Well, meanwhile, Derek Laub, watch him cut across the crease. Stu Aird finds Laub. Laub cuts inside the defense, makes a fake, finds a little rope himself. Big shot by Laub, the all-time leading scorer for Colgate. And a Buffalo native, Derek Laub, maybe the most fit guy out here. 3 goals now. Boston leads by 3, but here comes Laub again. Oh, he couldn't find Cordingley. It was a bad pass on a fast break. Jimmy Gibbs shot from the corner, and the ball goes back to Boston. That was a great opportunity off the faceoff. They didn't have that many of those because Boston has been controlling the faceoffs most of the second half. But the numbers that jump out on you are the scoring numbers. Cordingley's the only scorer for Buffalo in the 3rd quarter. Kilgore the only scorer, and that was a shorthanded goal. And Cordingley's was a power play goal. So they haven't scored any even field goals in the second half. Buffalo's offense is really having troubles with the new mix of talent. Cowie gives it up to Rich Kilgore. 4:46 left, not much time. Tavares gets down. He has been shadowed, pummeled, double teamed, and he is weary. Cochran. This is a Boston team basically lining up the way they did against Buffalo when they beat them in overtime in Boston. But Buffalo has made continual changes every week in their lines. They're trying new mixes of players. So far, can't find the magic formula. Ted Dowling. No Dowling dash here. He's looking for a feed in close. Cowie goes behind. No goal. In the crease was the call. The ball didn't go in. Ball comes up for the fast break. Here comes Brian Hall. Hall's got Kilgore to his left. Hall's got a shot if he wants it. Kilgore's up front. Here's one in close, and the ball goes behind O'Neill, and it does not go in the net. No rope. Under 4 minutes, 3-goal lead for Boston. Dowling tries to fit it all the way across, but look, he's standing in the crease. He's in the crease. And the ball didn't even go in, but the fact that he was standing in the crease would have taken that goal out of the net had it gone past Cowie. 3-goal lead for Boston. Frazier tries to make it 4, and he does. That all about to do it, folks. Boston is going to take back a W, and they will be undefeated 4-0, guaranteed of a playoff spot mathematically. And Buffalo after 3 years of being in the championship game, facing the prospect of not making the playoffs. Look at the shot as Frazier comes flying in. Watch the great speed of Frazier beating the defense. Tremendously fit team sliding in. And when Cowie came out to meet the shot, he left a lot of rope behind him. Boston sideline feeling very confident as Tapp takes this face-off. Talmo behind him gets possession in Cataldo. This is the firewall defense. Frazier puts this line out there to really get control when he needs it. And they get possession with 3 minutes left, a 4-goal lead. Bandits are last in the middle defense, 42 goals allowed, 14 goals per game. Of course, tonight they're a little bit worse than that, 16 goals on the board. They've only scored 12. So the 3 losses to Buffalo or to Boston, one time they scored 10, one time they scored 11, the other time 12. This is a team that needs to find the offensive secret again. Cowie pushing off the attack of Carmine. Brings the ball back to Buffalo. Not much time.
Contact on the goalie.
It would take a miracle offensive push for a team that hasn't scored in an even situation this whole second half to score 4 goals in the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Mars tries to get it going. Obviously, he's tired. The outside shots start coming when you're a little bit tired, but he has done it all tonight. Tavares has been working the whole field, getting double team, triple team, and basically mauled. Boston's secret to beating this team is to shut down, to keep Tavares, Beltman, and Courtney to 7 goals or less. And if they got 7 goals or less, they feel they can win. And tonight, they have exactly 7 goals. Formula seems to work. Tapp comes around in front. Under 2 minutes to go. 4-goal lead for Boston. The surprise team of the Mill this year. On their way to the biggest and best start in history of that franchise. All right, we're going to have a penalty on this. Watch Darius Kilgore, who is not exactly Mr. Nice Guy when you say he's a very touchy, emotional player. And there's Kilgore gets 2 minutes in the box. So for the rest of the game, barring a goal scored, Buffalo will not only be down by 4, they'll be playing 1 player short on the field. And Christy Lee, the Boston bench must be pretty happy.
Yes, exactly right, Leaf. They are very happy. And as you said, the surprise of the Mill. But don't count out our Buffalo Bandits yet. They still have New York and Baltimore to play, and they have 2 games at home. So there's still a real good chance your Bandits are going to be there. So let's not count out Buffalo quite yet, although it doesn't look like they're going to get things done tonight.
Well, they have a pretty tough schedule. Their overall schedule is one of the toughest now that Boston has become a power. At the beginning of the year, it didn't look that way. With Boston being a power, they still have to play Rochester twice. And Rochester's a very good team. So even though they have 2 home games, they have a home and away series with Rochester, and that's going to be tough to win both of those. But that's what they're faced with. They must do that to have a chance for the playoffs. They are now only 1 game ahead of the New York Saints. Cowie is out. Pull the goalie, 6 on 5. Tavares looking for help. Ball pushed around. Nobody can pick it up. 1 minute left in the game, 1:07. This is Hamley. Nobody in the nets behind these guys. It's 6 on 5. And a shot and a goal by Beltman. Beltman finds rope on O'Neill. 6 on 5. Buffalo does a good job of moving the ball around. Boston was ready for this. All they do is play a zone. Watch Boston. They'll be in a zone, a 2-1-2 zone against the 6 players. There they are, just clogging it up, and the zone doesn't take away Beltman's shot as he gets it. Again, Boston with the zone against the 6 players. Accordingly, in the back door, O'Neill gets beat. Now a 3-goal game with 59 seconds left. Buffalo takes a timeout. We'll be back with the rest of this game in just a moment. The Buffalo Odd stunned in the last 50 seconds. Controlled now by Boston. They'll try to use the full shot clock. They've got a 3-goal lead, and they are looking at an undefeated season, going to 4-0 with this win in Buffalo. They will sweep the Buffalo Bandits, And folks, that is saying something. This is a franchise that's in a little bit of turmoil right now. Dowling in front. Cowie with the big save. 25 seconds left. Cowie comes up. He's on the wrong side of the field to get off. Now he's thinking he's going off the far side. They'll try to get a 6-on-5. Not enough time to get enough goals. Here comes Stewie Aird. He takes a shot against O'Neill. Now there's nobody in the goal. Veltman goes back. 10 seconds on the clock. Boston doesn't even chase it. They'll take the win. 5-4, and this Boston team is really making believers out of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. Boston wins 16-13 in Buffalo, sweeping the team that has been the dynasty team of the Mill and their own Memorial Auditorium. We'll be back with closing comments from the Aud in just a moment.
Rule number 61, icing the puck. Rule number 24, dangerous equipment. Rule number 47, charging. Rule number 25, to play the game, use a puck.
The Washington Capitals take on the Stanley Cup champion New York Rangers Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern.
The NHL rules on ESPN2.
Tonight's Major Indoor Lacrosse League, remember Buffalo, make it a Bud Light. By Brine Lacrosse Equipment, the first name in lacrosse equipment and apparel. And by Millman Licensed Apparel. Just call 913-384-8960 for your brochure. We're back in Buffalo at the Memorial Auditorium where the Boston Blazers have beaten the Buffalo Bandits 16-13, a huge win for the Blazers. You are now 4-0. Tom Carmine, our player of the game. Tom, you've made believers out of the folks in the Major Indoor Lacrosse League.
Yeah, well, it's nice to beat this team a second time. I mean, the first time he might have got away with something, but beating them, you know, by more goals than we did last time really felt good, gave us some confidence.
Dreams of a championship have got to be going through your head.
Yeah, I suppose we got to get by Philadelphia next, and Jews are playing really well. And if we can do that, yeah, we can go on to a championship. I mean, they're going to be in the way.
Great. Thank you very much. Our player of the game, Tom Carmine from the Boston Blazers. Leaf, how about some final thoughts from you?
Well, Christy, he is the playmaker. 2 goals, 6 assists, and he leads that team to a 4-0 season. Our next game, the Nighthawks at the Thunder, live on ESPN, February 11th, 2 p.m. Today, though, it was all Boston. They win 16-13 at the Memorial Auditorium. For Christy Lee, I'm Leif Elsmo. See you next week.